Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive into the story of Mac Jones, a quarterback whose journey is a portrait of resilience, discipline, and the ongoing quest for greatness. From a young athlete growing up in Jacksonville, Florida, to becoming one of the most scrutinized and debated players in the NFL, Mac's path has been anything but ordinary. His career has been defined by precision, perseverance, and the kind of mental toughness that separates those who merely play the game from those who live it. This is the story of Mac Jones, the rise, the setbacks, and the road still ahead. Michael McCorkle Mac Jones was born on September 5, 1998, in Jacksonville, Florida. From an early age, sports were more than just a pastime for him. They were a lifestyle. His parents, Gordon and Holly Jones, instilled in him a balance of competitive spirit and academic focus. Mac's father had once been a tennis player at Florida State University, and that athletic influence trickled down to Mac, who from the start showed a unique combination of intelligence and composure that would define him later as a quarterback. In high school, Mac was far from the most celebrated recruit. He wasn't the flashiest athlete, nor did he have the physical tools that immediately drew attention. What he did have, though, was poise. He attended the Bulls School, where he played under legendary coach Corky Rogers, one of the winningest high school coaches in Florida history. There, Mac learned the fundamentals of leadership and discipline, and more importantly, how to handle pressure. His accuracy and ability to read defenses became his trademarks, even when his arm strength or athleticism wasn't at the same level as others. When college recruiters came calling, Mac wasn't the first name on most lists. But one program saw something others didn't: the University of Alabama. Under Nick Saban, Alabama had become the gold standard of college football, a place where only the toughest and most talented survived. When Mac accepted Alabama's offer, few expected him to ever start, let alone lead one of the most dominant offenses in school history. At first, Mac was buried on the depth chart behind stars like Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. Most players in his position would have transferred, seeking playing time elsewhere. But Mac didn't. He stayed. He watched. He learned. He practiced harder. He became known around the team as one of the most prepared and detail-oriented players on the roster. His patience became his greatest strength, a quiet determination that spoke louder than words. When Tua Tagovailoa went down with a season-ending injury in 2019, Mac was finally called upon. The moment was heavy. He was stepping into the shoes of a college football legend. But Mac handled it like a veteran. His play was calm and methodical, showing flashes of what would become his defining traits: accuracy, decision-making, and rhythm. Though Alabama fell short that year, the seeds were planted for what would be one of the most dominant seasons in college football history. In 2020, Mac Jones took over as Alabama's full-time starting quarterback. The world was still adapting to the challenges of the pandemic, and college football was unlike anything it had ever been. But for Mac, it was the perfect storm, a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. Surrounded by an elite group that included Devonta Smith, Najee Harris, and Jalen Waddle, Jones led an Alabama offense that shattered records and dominated opponents. His connection with Devonta Smith, who went on to win the Heisman Trophy, was nearly flawless. Mac finished the 2020 season with over 4,500 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions, leading Alabama to a perfect 13-0 record and a national championship victory. His accuracy, pocket awareness, and composure under pressure drew comparisons to NFL greats like Tom Brady and Drew Brees. Critics said he benefited from an all-star cast, but teammates and coaches knew better. Mac was the conductor of that symphony. He wasn't just along for the ride, he was steering it. When the 2021 NFL Draft arrived, Jones entered a class filled with quarterback prospects: Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, all considered more athletic or dynamic. But the New England Patriots, known for valuing precision and intelligence, saw in Mac something special. With the 15th overall pick, Bill Belichick made him the Patriots' quarterback of the future. It was a move that many saw as the symbolic continuation of a legacy, a new chapter after Tom Brady's departure. Mac's rookie season exceeded expectations. He quickly earned the starting job and led the Patriots to a 10-7 record and a playoff appearance. His calm demeanor, leadership, and efficiency brought a sense of stability back to New England. He He was named to the Pro Bowl and finished second in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting. The comparisons to Brady intensified, not because he was as accomplished, but because of how he carried himself. Like Brady, Mac was obsessed with preparation. He was methodical, detailed, and passionate about the craft. But the NFL is a league of constant adjustment. In his second and third seasons, Mac faced adversity. Coaching changes, inconsistent offensive schemes, and a lack of surrounding talent tested him in ways he hadn't experienced before. Critics grew louder. Questions about his confidence, leadership, and long-term potential swirled through sports media. Yet, even in the chaos, Mac never abandoned his principles. He continued to work, to study, to lead quietly. What defines Mac Jones isn't just his highs or lows. It's how he responds to both. He's not the loudest player in the locker room or the flashiest on the field. He's deliberate, calculated, and unflinchingly focused on improvement. His mental game remains his biggest weapon. The ability to process defenses, anticipate coverages, and make quick, decisive throws. The story of Mac Jones is still being written. He's only just beginning his NFL journey, and like many quarterbacks before him, his legacy will be shaped not just by wins or stats, but by how he evolves. Every great player faces moments of doubt. What separates them is how they rise from it. For Mac, every setback is fuel. Every criticism is a challenge. Every snap is another chance to show what he's made of. Off the field, Mac has shown humility and a quiet confidence that mirrors his play style. He's known for his charitable efforts and connection to community causes. Despite the fame, he remains grounded, carrying himself with the same workmanlike attitude that earned him a spot at Alabama years ago. Football, for Mac Jones, is not just a game, it's a calling. It's about the details, the preparation, the teamwork, and the pursuit of perfection that few ever achieve. His career serves as a reminder that greatness doesn't always come from flash or hype. Sometimes, it comes from patience, precision, and perseverance. And for fans watching his story unfold, it's clear that Mac's best chapters are still ahead. He represents the bridge between old-school football values and the modern quarterback era. He's not trying to be anyone else, not Tom Brady, not Drew Brees, not anyone. He's trying to be the best version of Mac Jones, and that, in itself, is a journey worth watching. Thank you for joining us in exploring the story of Mac Jones, a quarterback built on discipline, determination, and heart. If his story inspires you, share it with others who believe in the power of perseverance. Like this video if you're rooting for Mac's continued rise, and subscribe for more stories about athletes who remind us that greatness isn't about how fast you reach the top. It's about how you keep climbing once you get there.